run away from the difficulties, and we're not going to grow. Okay? But if you like battle those challenges head on, if you're like, man, math is not my favorite subject, but I want to be an engineer one day, then you become an engineer one day, or a sign operator.
I was told different. A sign operator? Like 4 times.
Or if you want to get into finance and become a stock market mogul, then you go do that. Do that in the name of the Lord. But it's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. Why do we approach difficult things? Because it's fun. And that is lesson 100.
Connor, are we doing 90 or 98 and 99 today, or today and do tomorrow?
I'm doing 100 now, so I don't know. I'll find out though. I'm on a roll. I have to keep rolling, you know. Am I on the wrong lesson? It should be tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm doing it now. I'm on a roll. The roll has happened. I've started rolling. I see your questions. That's fine. You have questions. I have answers. Calm down. Calm down. Yeah.
Do you have a plastic fork I can use as
Moving on. Problem set 100. We are developing an identity for sine of A, cosine of B. How do we do this? It's horrible. Are you ready? 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 Good. We're going to do it anyways. Here's how we're going to develop this identity. We're going to take the ones that we already know. You should be writing this. And this one that we already know. And we're going to use these two to solve for that. Where do we see that? Well, we see it right here. Right? So just like any substitution or elimination problem, I can do substitution and elimination here to solve for that. Gross? Yeah, there's a reason I skip this lesson every year, but not for you guys. So if I add these two, those go away. I'm left with sine of A plus B plus sine of A minus B equals sine of A cosine of B times 2. So can I solve for sine of A cosine B? Sure, I'll divide both sides by 2. So add that to your list of identities.
That's not bad.
This is the easy part.
Oh.
Now, how would I get an identity for cosine A sine B? Instead of adding them, I would subtract. This minus negative that is 2 cosine A sine B. If I subtract these go away. And then over here I have sine of A plus B minus sine of A minus B. How do I get rid of the 2? Divide by 2. Good? Happy campers?
What did you solve for?
Cosine A sine B.
Oh, okay.
I like the shoes because I can do that. Okay, now, what if I wanted to solve for cosine A cosine B? How would I do that? Well, I would use the cosine of A plus B and cosine of A minus B identities. So if I add these two, I get that one. If I divide both sides by 2, I have that identity. How do I get sine A, sine B? That's right. Vroom. Someone stole Dylan's car, apparently. With the supercharger. I feel like you should do a... Oh, that would be too physicsy, though. Man.
Like how super.
Yeah. Anyways. You could pawn it off as a chemistry. Anyways. How do I do this one? You would subtract them. And then divide by 1/2. So as long as you know those, you can find these four.
This is for a less than 100?
Yeah. Well, we should have had a less than 100 party.
We can still have one.
I mean, Mikey.
Yeah, it took all last year and half of this year to get.
Cake. We should have pie.
Hi.
What's wrong with pie? Pie is a pure ridiculous.
Okay.
Do we have to?
This is the reason why I skip this lesson every year. 'Cause I hate this part. Yeah. Okay. Those are easy. These ones are impossible. But it's important for us to know how we get to these in order to be able to fill in the gaps. So, we want an identity for sine of x plus sine of y. Why do these identities even matter? Why do we care? Because when you get to calculus, I'm going to ask you like what cosine of one thing that you should know times cosine of another thing you should know is. And if you know their sum and their difference, then you can solve. It's like if this was something that you couldn't find out immediately, but if you add them and subtract them, they're meaningful, then kind of works out. It's like if I wanted cosine of 15, cosine of 15.
You do the equation.
Yeah.
What does that give you though? Cosine 30? Oh.
Cosine 30, which you know, and cosine of 0, which you know. So you can find like a legit answer for that, even though they're not friendly angles. So like it's helpful, it's just not helpful enough. Like right now it hurts. But as we press through this difficulty, then the help will come. Okay, how do I find this identity? It's horrible. Here's how we do it. We're going to start with all of those identities we just had. This is the only time I will encourage you to use pencil. I learned this a different way than I taught you guys, so I don't write it down. Cosine, sine, cosine, cosine, yeah. Okay. If I record this lesson, I never have to do it again. And I'm disappointed in myself for not doing it last year, so I didn't have to do it this year.
Just because you have to write so much at this point.
No, it's just conceptually impossible to figure out.
What does that mean? Like, it's not real?
Why don't you get out of your degree?
No, you look at it and you're like,
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we want sine of x plus sine of y. Okay? But all of these are in terms of a and b. Here's the substitution we are going to make. We are going to say that a plus b equals x and a minus b equals y. So this becomes x, this becomes y. Question is, Christian, how does that?
How does X and how does A and B equal X?
Right. How does that help us? Right? What? Question mark. What in the world is going on? Right? Here's the answer. I am also, so I just defined these. I said, I am calling X A plus B. I can do that. How does this help us get an identity for sine of X plus sine of Y? Well, if I add these two, then I get that, right? But the problem is that these are A's and B's, and I need them in terms of X and Y. So I'm going to rewrite A as X plus Y over 2.
Huh.
And I'm going to rewrite B as X minus Y over 2. And all the people said,
Okay.
who gives you the right to call?
Where's the 2 come from?
Exactly. So then we put our thinking caps on. And we go, wait, if A plus B equals X and A minus B equals Y, if I solve this system of equations and add them, I get 2A equals X plus Y, or A equals X plus Y over 2. And if I subtract them, I get 2B equals X minus Y, or B is X minus Y over 2. Conceptually, not hard. Why am I doing this? So that,
Pain.
Wait.
So it'd be sine of X plus Y over 2.
Wait, I wanna.
Wow.
start erasing people.
This is magnificent. Truly exquisite.
Truly. Can I just fold it out again?
Yeah, I'm writing it out.
Yeah, me too.
One time, let's use a pencil, right?
No.
Because then I'm not gonna know what happened.
I never wrote it in common in the first place.
You didn't write it.
Because I knew you were gonna change it.
Good point.
Alright, I'm gonna just be like, hey, plug in here.
That wasn't that bad.
I'm just gonna write on my.
Kind of looks.
So every time it's sine of X plus sine of Y, it's gonna equal A equals X plus Y over 2, or B equals X minus Y over 2?
We make these substitutions. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's how we find the identity.
Awesome sauce.
Are we just A pointed? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we are. Because we haven't even solved the problem yet.
Wait,
Right? Well, I asked what sine of X plus sine of Y is. And I don't have that anywhere. So let's get down to
Wait, why do you
business.
have to write all of them?
Because I'm going to ask you for other things soon. And then you're going to need them.
Why didn't you just remember it?
You won't.
Challenges.
Okay. All right, so how do I find sine of X plus sine of Y? I add these two. So I have sine of X plus sine of Y equals 2 sine of X plus Y over 2 cosine of X minus Y over 2.
I think you skipped a step.
I added these two, so these two cancel out.
Wait, so
Hey, go shit.
oh, okay.
Sine of X plus sine of Y equals this plus this, which is 2 of those. These two cancel.
okay.
Okay. All right, so what's sine of X? Another identity minus sine of Y. Well, we would subtract those. So this looks like 2 times this term. So add that to your list of identities, or remember how to do it each time. The key is you have to remember these. Otherwise you lose.
It's not hard.
not hard. It's just annoying and it takes forever.
So we.
Hashtag 15
Oh, you
minutes
just
into
have to
this lesson.
memorize that.
Yeah,
Oh.
Wait, there's
but
no
I would
time.
not encourage this.
Wait, what?
Just
what are you
memorize how to get to it.
Oh, that's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Wait, but you don't want us to memorize. Why?
Because it takes too long. You're never going to use it in real life.
What about on tests?
Yeah, you'll have to use it on time.
Alright, cool.
But more than likely, it'll be like, derive the identity for sine of x plus cosine, or plus sine of y. And then you'll have to do all this in this.
Oh, so there's no point memorizing.
No. Okay, how do I find cosine of x plus cosine of y? That's these two added together. So that looks like 2 cosine x plus y cosine x minus y over 2. And what's cosine of x minus cosine of y? 2 sine x plus y over 2 sine of x minus y over 2. And that is lesson 100. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Lo hicimos. We did it.
Oh, are you gonna put those
Walk
on the,
over the
or not, like,
Mexico. Yeah, we did it. Question?
Are we gonna do 100 tonight?
No. Do whatever you were supposed to do tonight.
Okay.
Yep. Other questions?
Nice.
All of those?